I was.
So you were in the marketing team of Hired?
Oh no,
all the content.
I started this company.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
But in my free time, not so free
So
time.
that's why you have free time. I was wondering how come he has free time.
That's right. Yeah.
How did he start having free time out of nowhere doing his job?
That's right. I get to do what I want to do. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. Hey everyone, before we begin this next episode of the Hello Mentor podcast, I just want to say if you're job searching or hiring, check out hiredly.com. We are not just another job platform. We make it easier to find the jobs that people actually want, and we help companies stand out to hire the right talent. So there's a lot of smart tech and there's a lot of human touch. That's Hiredly. So you can head to hiredly.com and give it a go. Hey everyone, it's another episode of the Hello Mentor podcast, and we have Natalie Chai with us here today. Hi Natalie.
Hello Derek. Hi, thank you for having me.
Hi, welcome. And would you like to introduce yourself for some of our audience who maybe are not so familiar with you?
This is always hard, but hello everyone. My name is Natalie Chai, and I'm better known as the person who MCs and interprets in Korean at the same time. Also a content creator, but most of the time just a potato in my couch.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. In fact, I think you were one of the earlier content creators, were you?
Yeah, I started blogging or having a YouTube channel when it was 2008 maybe.
Right.
2007, 2008. I think blogging was even earlier. Maybe 2007, 2008-ish. So, but I never really did content for other people. It was always just for me. So I don't really put a lot of weight in growing my channel per se, or like growing my platform per se. It's always just the fun of creating, that's all.
Right. And the first thing you kind of started doing was blogging, is it?
Yes, because my friend wanted to give me a birthday gift. So she was like, hey, I'm going to give you a blog. So I was like, a website. Then I said, what's that? Then she said, oh, it's somewhere that you can treat as your diary. And I don't know about the listeners now, but back then we used to have these autobiography books in school where we would write to each other about favorite color, favorite everything, and then that kind of stuff. So I kind of reflected a lot on the page. So she said, I'll give you a name. Give me a name. I said, I don't know what to name my birthday present blog. So she said, you know what? I think you can call yourself like the Nat Story or something, like, because it's gonna be about your story anyway. So that's how I started to have a blog. And because now it's a present, I didn't want to put it to waste. So I started blogging.
Oh, that's
how it all started. Yeah.
Right. Do you remember what's the first thing you wrote?
Wow, I don't remember anymore. But I think I was trying to make money by selling clothes. Like, I think blog shops used to be a thing where when they weren't websites yet, it was always blog shops. So people were selling clothes. They would buy clothes from Sungai Wang and then resell it for a slightly higher price. So you curate those things, but I was really bad at it. So I just decided to just write my stories. I think very shortly after I got the website, I went to Korea. So I started blogging a lot of my stuff, of my experiences that I had when I was studying in Korea.
Oh, interesting. Right. All right. So I suppose that made your stories quite unique in a way.
Maybe, but like to me, unique to who? Because I felt like I was the only one writing it. But slowly there were more and more people coming to read it. I never thought about it as a unique thing. It was just my experience because I loved to share. I'm like back then, even on Facebook, every time we went out, we would take lots of photos and upload it on the same day. I just treated my blog as the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was my experience with the blog.
That's so interesting. Did you naturally like writing?
Yes, I loved writing. I loved English lessons in school. I loved reading. Like, I will always feel very proud when I get picked to read a story or like a chapter in class. I love how language sounds. So when I write, I find that I can process my thoughts better too. So I think I can think better when I write things out. But now in this age, it's so rare for you to pick up a pen to write. though I'm trying to cultivate journaling still, but it's so hard to cultivate that habit now that I don't write as much anymore. Besides your Instagram captions, that is. So yeah, but I used to love writing because it helps me process my thoughts. I tend to remember things better. And that's how I kept on going until things evolved to vlogs. That's how things started. Then vlogs are sort of like just also the same thing, a diary, but like a visual diary. Then I stopped writing there.
Oh, right. So you eventually transitioned to vlogs and all that, right?
Exactly. So it's just easier, I think. Because the essence of why I was blogging was to capture memories, to make sure that I remember what happened, with who it happened with, what I was doing at a certain time. I think vlogs capture those essence really, really well. Yeah, so.
Yeah, having too much fun doing that. And how did you first decide to go to Korea? Because this was before the whole, I mean, obviously right now Korean culture is such a huge thing. But when you decided to go there, I don't think it was that huge yet.
No, it was the weirdest thing to everyone around me. It was strange because back then it was Japanese pop. Everyone was into Japanese pop. But I didn't go there because I wanted to, though. I picked up a language. I picked up the language during a school holiday, because I had nothing to do. And then my mom asked me, like, do you want to continue learning the language? Just go to Korea and do it. It was a concept unheard of to me. I don't even know until today why my mom suggested it. But I took the chance because I knew that I wouldn't ask to go abroad for my diploma or my degree. I felt like it was going to be very expensive, so I knew that I wasn't going to request to go abroad. But there was a chance for me to go overseas, you know. So once the offer came to me, it was like, do you want to go? Then I just said, yeah, why not? It's not that I loved Korea so much. It's not that I loved the language so much. I was just given an opportunity to go abroad, and I took it.
Oh, wow. How random is that?
Yeah, very random. Then when I told everyone what I was going to do, so basically it was a gap year before college. Right after high school, I was 17. I went straight to Korea. So it was a gap year before college. Everyone was like, that's the weirdest thing. Why would you even do that? How is that going to help you? It's so strange now I think back, like, why would people ask me those questions? I said, I don't know. I just want to go. Yeah, Korea is like everybody's so noisy there. It's not a very good impression of Korea at that time, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so, but so I went, and it was one of the best experiences in my life till date.
Right. And that 1 year gap year was purely to learn the language.
Yeah, but we wake up we get to class at about 9 a.m., I think, until 1 p.m. And then you have the whole day to play.
Right.
Like as a 17, 18-year-old girl, you're like out in this new country you've never lived in before. So you have like the whole day to just hang out with your friends and just do anything. So I dedicate almost the whole year to learn the language, but actually it's just going to classes 9 to 1, 5 hours. Is that somewhere around there? 5 to 6 hours a day. And then you get to play and explore the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And what was your impression of Korea at that? When was this again? What year?
2008.
2008. Right.
That was about 18 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. 18 years ago. Well, my impression of Korea was just, wow, this place operates very differently from Malaysia. Everybody is, even back then, I felt like they were very uptight. But the difference was, I hung out with friends who were mostly foreigners because we were there to learn the language. And most of my friends were like from, I don't know, France, Turkey, China, you name it. I think that Japan. So I think my impression of the country was more about meeting these people from different countries and understanding how they function, and coming together. We'll be all on like a dining table speaking in Korean.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, because we don't know each other's language. right? And not a lot of them can speak English. So Korean was our bonding language, and I just felt it was so strange but so memorable, I would say. I would do it again. Like if I had a kid, I would make my kid go through that because I felt that it really helps open your eyes about how the world is operating outside of your own country.
Right.
So, yeah, that's my impression. I don't have a very strong impression of the country itself, but I have a very strong impression about the memories it has left for me.
Right, right. Yeah, what I find also, like, sometimes when people go study abroad, it's not so much necessarily the quality of education or just the experience of being outside your country.
Yes, exactly. So, of course, when you go there and I went to this school called Yonsei University, and it's a very good university in Korea. But the thing is, it never really occurred to me what kind of school it was. But when you go out and you hang out with Koreans, they'll be like, "Oh my God, you're an elite." And I'm like, actually, you don't really need to be too smart to get into the language school of Yonsei University. So that's what the Koreans think about you at that time. But then the foreigners will everybody is equal. So
Right.
so it's quite good.
Right. Yonsei University is
Yonsei University.
It's one of the
Yeah, so back then, now the I think the rankings could have changed a little bit, but Korea has these 3 universities they call the Sky University. S for Seoul University, K for Korea University, and Y for Yonsei University. These 3 are really prestigious universities in Korea that only the top, I don't know how many percentage of the whole country can go. So if they basically spend their lives like studying away to get into these schools, but then there's these bunch of foreigners who are jokers just coming in to like study a language and then you're in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
literally you have money, then you can go in.
Right.
It's not that it's very expensive at that time, especially, but like literally, you just pay the school fees and then you get to be part of it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting. Right. For the language
Language,
class.
yeah.
It's called an orchestration, which means a language faculty, the language arm of the school.
Recently, someone from our own team, I believe, went to Korea also to learn the language.
Really?
Yeah. And she did it while working remotely. So she didn't actually take a holiday. She was like still working, I think in the day or I don't know when the classes were or something like that.
Exactly. So you like how I said, they can actually the classes end at about 1 p.m. So you have a lot of time to still work throughout the rest of the day.
Right.
So highly encouraged, especially if you are slightly, at least a little bit interested in the language, because it's actually a lot of people who I met there were there because they were trying to be better for their jobs. I was the youngest in the school. Everybody else there was about 26, 27, even in their 40s. So all my classmates were like adults.
Oh, got it.
Yes,
Right.
because not a lot of them were there for K-pop.
Right.
Clearly,
right.
they were there for work. They were there because they were married to Korea and they had to learn how to speak the language. So generally, my friends at that time were probably about like mid-20s till late 30s. And I was just a 17-year-old girl.
Right.
I can't even drink.
Right.
So they would bring me to like restaurants and they would want to drink, but they can't serve alcohol because I was a minor.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that there's just one minor on your table, nobody else can drink. So I felt bad, but that was the case. Because in Korea, I think the legal age to drink is 19.
I see. Right.
So yes.
I see. So they were all there for maybe like a commercial or business reason. Many of them, not all.
Yeah.
And
So
then you were randomly just there.
I was randomly just there. Hailey wants to do like a, like a team thing. You guys can go for 3 months and come back maybe. That'd be fun.
But I can see the why today, right? Like why people, because of the whole K-pop, K-drama trend, everyone has this impression of what it's like to be in Korea, right? And so there's this maybe like a romanticizing of that life there. And therefore people I believe are now today, if you ask anyone, you have a chance to live in Korea for a few months and learn the language. Many might say yes, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, which really makes me feel like times can really change, right? Because back then the impression was different. But I do have to say that as much as we shouldn't romanticize the lifestyle in Korea, a lot of aspects are quite similar after my experience living there. Like I would walk in a park, every other girl is always holding a bouquet of flowers, for example, just like the dramas. And then you walk 100 meters down the road, there's this guy randomly putting on candles on the floor for the girlfriend. They call it an event, but basically it's a little surprise, a little celebration, right? Like every 500 meters you go in the park, someone is doing something for their partners. So I would say it's kind of, I always feel like Korea is like the Asian Paris, where everybody is very like PDA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody's always very PDA. You're on the escalator, they're always like turned towards each other to just do hugs, that kind of thing. Like it's very different from how we are here. So love is very celebrated there, I think. Which is why people romanticize Korea. When you go there, you do feel like, whoa. If you're single, just don't go to Korea.
Right.
You will feel like, wow, everybody is in love.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That might be the reason why, as a culture, they create so many of these like maybe romantic comedies or shows because it sort of
Yeah.
represents
It's sort of-
what they like.
It's sort of like what they are in real life. Like you go to a random restaurant. Back then, I think men used to be very alpha, right? I mean, it's still a culture. But now I think a lot of the men are very, how can I put it? They are a lot softer now. They help their girlfriend wear their shoes when they're in the restaurant. You know, there are certain restaurants where you take off your shoes and then you will see so many of them just squatting down to help their girlfriend wear the shoes.
Oh,
Yeah, like that.
oh wow.
Yeah, so it's a really romanticized culture. But of course, on the other hand, there's always the other script where there's still a lot of unfortunately a lot of abusive stories still happening in the background because of culture as well. So I'm not trying to romanticize the country, but I'm just saying when you go there, it's likely that you will feel like, oh, actually it is a lot more K-drama than Malaysia.
Right.
Yeah. You will find a lot of elements of a K-drama just walking down the street in Korea. Somebody's busking really, really nicely, but nobody's there to scout them or hand them a contract. Everybody sings so well. It's like it's really as if you're in a movie, I feel. Yeah, that's how I feel even after all these years.
Right, right. Have you been back there recently?
Oh, not recently. Maybe, I think I was there about two and a half years ago, maybe.
Oh, okay.
2.5 years ago. But they change all the time. Like if you go back after half a year, it changes again and again. So I will, if you ask me for tips, I won't be able to tell you where to go now. Because
Right.
everything changes so quickly.
Right.
Have you been?
I've been a few months ago, not too long
Oh,
ago.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
But the last time I was there was maybe 15 years ago
In Seoul?
in Seoul. Yeah. So I saw, 15 years ago, it was maybe about the same time you were there, but it was very, how do I put it? There's elements of that K-pop culture starting, you know, but it's still, for most of Seoul, I remember, it's still quite, kind of boring. Like it's 15 years, right? Not that. But this time around when I went there, I felt it's completely transformed. It felt so, I don't know. I mean, I know it's Korea, and I think Koreans were not like this, but it's like very westernized.
I
Do
see.
you know what I mean? Like very.
They are the look west strategy, right? For like their stuff. I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it's like the way the lifestyle, but their brands are all Korean. So this is one thing I find very interesting. That like if you go, let's say if you go to most other countries, you see, let's say you go shopping, you'll find many international brands everywhere. But in Korea, when I was there, it was mostly Korean brands. There are very few places where you can find an international brand. Like, so it was like almost like you're very proud of the,
very
which is a good
proud.
thing, I suppose, for them.
They always shout made in Korea. Even for food, even for their fresh produce. I think made in Korea to them is always better.
Right.
Yeah, like for example, people in Malaysia maybe like, hey, this one Australia one better.
Right.
This butter from Australia better.
Yeah.
But like for them it's like, oh, made in Korea it's always better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think we can have some of this in Malaysia? Have more pride on like what we do. I'm not sure if the word is pride, but you know what I'm saying, right?
I think it starts from, I think it can change when you and I, from this generation onwards, we change the narrative. I think back then when it comes to our parents' generation, they are so used to, because they were in the struggling economy of Malaysia. So I think it's very hard to change their concept of Malaysia can be good. But starting from us, I think we're beginning to see how Malaysia can improve, and we're also traveling a lot more. We're seeing a lot more of the world, and we come back to Malaysia. I don't know about you, but I still feel Malaysia's the best. So with that gratitude, I think we can slowly change the narrative when we have conversations, or even when we create brands, or when we talk to the younger generations that Malaysia is good. So I think it really starts with our own narratives. Because even for us, maybe our parents still have that little bit of like a effect on us where they will tell you that, oh, no matter what they do, Malaysia is still like second best, never the best. But we have a totally different experience sometimes. We can build a very successful company. There's so many successful Malaysians out there. Why are they all out there? It's because probably we think differently, I think. And tying back to language, I think it's because we can speak a lot of languages, which is why I think our brains can think creatively. Our brains can evolve differently. So I think we're a very unique species that the world hasn't discovered. But I'm okay to keep it in the country. Yeah, but to conclude that, I just feel like we can change the narrative starting from us. The way we talk, the way we speak. Sometimes we catch ourselves like I just said, something as simple as butter. I trust butter from New Zealand maybe, and maybe not something from Malaysia. But have I tried locally like made good butter? No. So things like that. I think we have to expose ourselves to more things.
Right. And to also change this idea that something from a foreign country must be of better quality when we haven't given the local thing a shot.
A chance. And don't just try one and be like, yeah, I told you not nice. Like I think we can give ourselves more chances, try 3 or 4 different products, and at the end, and the better ones. Not like the ones that just started, the ones that have done a lot of research. So it really starts from our daily speech, our daily choices when we select our stuff. I'm not the best at only sourcing out Malaysian products too, but I think we can start to slowly do that.
And when you mentioned just now that Malaysia is the best, how would you see it, say, maybe from a opportunity point of view, like whether you're building a career or starting a company? Like, actually, what do you think? Or just living here? Do you see it that way as terms of living here, or like actually building a career?
I think it really depends on what you're doing, right? If you asked me maybe just 10 years ago, oh, do you want to be an MC? I'm like, wow, there's so many capable and talented MCs in Malaysia. We have Daphne Iking, we have like the MTV, Channel V. These are all really prominent MCs to me. Actually, they're very prominent hosts. So why would I stand a chance? So I really think it is down to how you find your niche. And I think Malaysians are so good at finding their niche because we have a type of culture that not many others have, because it's a melting pot of all kinds of culture, which then creates one culture. Like it's a very weird thing that I cannot describe, that only Malaysians or maybe Singaporeans, I extended to Singaporeans as well, they can identify with that melting pot of subcultures, just cultures or like different races all together. To answer your question, the question was, is it a good opportunity? Do you find good opportunities in Malaysia?
Yeah, so when you say like Malaysia's the best, like maybe as someone that's trying to build a career, maybe like what is good about here, you know?
You can literally carve so many new paths because we are so capable. You know how when you draw like a brainstorming like chart. You literally have Malaysia, Malay, Chinese, Indian, the three, and of course not forgetting our East Malaysian friends. But still, from there you can draw so many branches. Whereas somewhere like America, for example, everybody speaks just one language and you just think with one language and one culture, which then leads you to me, very limited ways of targeting your target audiences. So you now have 3 or 4 subsets of audiences you can choose to target. You choose that one already, and then now, okay, what do they like to eat? So from there, then you think about what this one likes to eat, what this one likes to consume, from there you can keep going subs, because the answers will all be different. There's just so many different paths you can take as a Malaysian, which is why people want to hire Malaysians, I think. Because you can literally think wide. You cast your net out there, you can like think across all races, or at least many cultures, instead of just one. So it's so possible to carve your own niche. Sometimes when I'm in bed, I think about, oh, this one has not been done yet here. Sure, it has been done overseas, but still not yet done here. There's so much opportunity not started here.
Right.
Yeah, but marketing is hard in Malaysia, I think. Marketing is hard because of the same reason. That's why the it's good and bad for the same reason, because there's too many different cultures that you have to target.
Right.
Like to sell a bottle of skincare, I need to now decide I want to sell to the mass, which may mean it's nothing, or I want to sell to just the Malays, just the Chinese, or just to the urbans, the English-speaking people. Then now my marketing content is different. I want to sell to the mass, but I now need to make 3 sets of different content for all these people.
Right.
So I find that is very hard for Malaysian marketeers.
Right.
But also that keeps the job interesting. And now you take that skill, you go overseas, they're like, wow. It's almost like default, like muscle memory for you to just think that way.
Right.
Yeah, so good and bad for the same things, where you think you have the ability to think wide, but also bad because you need to now think wide.
I can understand what you're saying, right? So in a way, let's say in America, they have like, say, more or less one culture, one language. So it's easy in the sense where, let's say, you have one messaging, one positioning, and sort of it works. And then once it works, yes, and you cover a very big market. Yeah. But that also means that if you are a new competitor trying to enter the market, it's a lot harder because it's so easy to target everyone. So they're probably already winners already.
Exactly,
right,
exactly.
Whereas in Malaysia, even though you might some very popular products, but these popular products may not have won in every market yet.
Not at all.
Because there's so many small markets in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Right?
So even just skincare, you think about, let's say Chinese with acne problems, Chinese with dry skin problems. Their problems, I assume, will be different from Malay with dry skin problems and Malay with acne problems, because of the food they usually consume, because of the way their skin is naturally. So there's just so many things to do, so many things to study about. Yeah, which I find very fascinating. Yeah,
right.
So I love marketing. Not that I'm good at it. I just love to listen to why they decide to market a product a certain way.
Right. And as someone who's produced content for a while, I imagine you're naturally exposed to marketing as an idea.
Yeah. I think it was what I initially always thought I knew I was more interested in doing. So I never took science stream in school because I just knew I won't do anything sciencey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I knew it was always going to be communications, marketing, anything that had to do with comms.
Right. Okay. I think I read somewhere you said you speak 5.5 languages. Is that right?
Wow, I never written. I have to count every time, but sounds about okay. Let's do. Okay, let's do together out loud. English. There's the 3 standard ones: English, Malay, Chinese. Wow.
You have your Korean.
Oh yes, a Korean. I don't know if Cantonese and Mandarin are two different languages.
So dialects, I suppose.
Yeah. And then Hakka is something I've learned when I was younger, but I stopped speaking it because my grandfather passed.
I see.
And I'm currently picking up Thai.
You're picking up Thai?
Yes. I recently did my first Thai interview maybe 2-3 days ago.
I saw that. Yeah.
So I'm currently picking up Thai.
Right.
Yeah, so that's about 5-6.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. Are you just naturally drawn to languages or?
No, not naturally drawn, but I found out through Korean that I have a knack for it. I find that it's easier for me to pick up languages than understanding a math equation. It just comes very naturally, and I learn very well listening. So meaning I think I can learn the way a language sounds and project it like a native if I put enough time to it. Thai is very hard though, which was why I gave up. So Thai was something I wanted to learn first before Korean. But I tried a few, I'm like, I know I don't sound good. I know I don't sound like a native, so I gave up. Because you cannot do it well. But Korean was very easy. So that's why I picked up Korean lah.
Right.
Yeah. But now back again to Thai because there's a lot of Thai related opportunities.
Right. Okay. And if someone is interested to learn a language as a Malaysian person, obviously many of us are already somewhat multilingual.
We are all multilingual. I think.
Yes.
Whether we're good at it or I think we're all very good at being multilingual.
Yes, and we were trained that way because I guess when we were young, the school system teaches us many languages. But if they were presented with a new language, let's say someone say, I want to go and learn Korean or learn Thai. Do you have any number one most important thing or 2-3 most important tips you can give them how to learn a new language?
You have to start from the basics. I think a lot of us get ahead of ourselves, and as long as we think we know 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, which are very basic Korean words, and you feel like you can sort of pick up what a person is saying in a variety show, then you're like, oh, I shouldn't go for a level 1 class already. When there's a lot of basics in a level 1 class that you don't know that will support you throughout your whole journey in learning a new language. So I would say really getting your basics down is very important. Don't skip the basics even though you feel like you understand what people are already saying by picking up just random words. But you don't understand the whole sentence as a whole, right? You're just guessing based on my 3 random words in a 10-word sentence.
Right.
Which means you don't know the connecting words. You don't know the and. You don't know the So to me, those are the little things that build into your capability of really mastering a language very well.
Right. So basically you still have to do your basics very well.
You have to. Like I tried to skip some stuff in the beginning, but I just know it's not gonna work. My teacher sat me down and be like, no. We go through this again and again. I'll be like, I already know how to say and. No, but then there's 5 different ways to say N. Do you know the difference of all the 5? Because you and I, we will think N means N, like A and D, right? But some people may think N and with are the same things, but we don't use them the same way. But it sounds kind of the same. So yeah, really understanding how the locals use it as well is also very important. Basics. It gets very cliche, the advice, but your basics needs to be very strong, and that is how you don't forget the language a few years down the road. A lot of people will be like, oh, I picked it up for like 1 year, and now I gave it back to my teacher already, because we don't know the basics. It's not strong in us. Like, if we sang the ABC song, it's so natural, right? With ABC, elemental P. Elemental P is like so like in our heads already. But now you tell us, you want to come to me and tell me the ABC song has changed, right? I'll be like, I don't know. Then now I cannot think about what comes after L because your rhythm has changed. Do you know how the ABC song has changed recently?
As in what?
Yeah, so it's HIJK, LMNOP, QRS, TUV. That's how it used to go, right?
Yeah.
Now apparently it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, Y, Z.
Oh, really?
Slight change. But you know how in our brains it doesn't connect because we're so used to LMNOP, QRS. Where I'm getting at is these are the basics drilled into our brain already. Right. And that's how when I say what's after L, you'll be like LMNOP M. Right. But you cannot change gears and be like A, B, C, D. It's very hard for you to just suddenly shift gears because now you learn it another way. Where I'm getting at is, as long as it's a concept that's so drilled into your head, you will never forget it because you've practiced it enough times.
Right.
It's muscle memory already. Your brain has recorded it. Okay, one very simple example is, I'm recently learning Thai, right? So, there's this word. My teacher and I tried to go on the word for almost like maybe 10 minutes in my class. I just couldn't get the intonation right. The word is samkan. In Thai, it means important. I tried again and again, and I said, okay, let's go to the next ones first, and then I come back to it. When I thought I got it, I go next, I come back to it, it's always samkan. Samkan, it's like different. So at night, I did this thing where I just sat down and listened to how she said the word samkan. I did that for maybe 20 minutes, literally.
Wow.
Samkan. Now I cannot say anywhere else.
Right.
I can only say it the right way.
Right.
But back then for 2 days I couldn't because I was trying to just read the whole sentence and then next. But now because that's one small word only, you cannot remember.
Right.
Samkan. Sometimes you go same can. But no, you go samkan. 20 minutes, literally, I have a recording of myself just doing it. And naturally, when I use the word, even until today, it's already in my head. It is samkan, which means important. I will never forget this word.
Right.
But it was the hardest word for me to remember. So I think it's things like this you need to know how your body works too. I learn very well, like with audio, and have the word right in front of me. So I need to look at the word and then I go samkan. So that's how I hypnotize myself per se lah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's how I learn a language.
Right.
Under stress also, because I know I need to use it the next day, which is how sometimes a little hack that I have for myself is I put myself under these situations because I know that I have to get it down. It's not just for a hobby, right? But somebody is kind of paying you for you to learn. Meaning, they're not literally paying for me to learn Thai. Actually, it's not a requirement to speak Thai. But I know that there's going to be Thai guests. So I'm like, well, actually, you're being given a platform. You're being given free stress to learn under stress. So I make use of it.
Right. In some sense, what you're saying is that stress can work in your favor.
Yes. If you are easily stressed, then let's say you work in a company and you want to learn Korean, but your company doesn't use Korean at all. Then maybe you just, for like company team building times, you can just say, okay, it doesn't matter to everybody, but team building, I'm going to do a presentation about 5 Korean words. And you know you're going to do this presentation already. It has nothing to do with your company. But then you create the opportunity for yourself to present something that you are so bad at. You will be good at it.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I make myself learn.
Right. In some sense, you commit to something, and this thing keeps you accountable. Like
Yes.
some kind of social setting. Or
It has to be a
presentation.
social setting because you've now committed to presenting this thing. You'd be like, I took it's a challenge now, 1 week challenge, learn Korean as much as you can, and now this is what I've learned. If you learn it on yourself, you won't learn as good, ma.
Right. How did you first stumble upon this? Obviously, as an MC, you've had Korean guests, right? So I mean, and many, I believe. So, how do you first stumble upon this thing?
You mean the opportunity as interpreter?
Interpreter or MC. What was the first thing that you did in this? Was it an interpreter or MC?
Oh, okay. In the industry, you mean?
Yes.
I started off as an interpreter.
Oh, it's not an interpreter.
Interpreter. I came back from Korea, and someone was looking for a part-timer or an intern who could speak Korean because they were an events company. Events company. They were looking for someone who can speak Korean. I went there, I interviewed, and they took me in. So they were organizing a Korean concert. So I went in, and at that time, it was groups like Super Junior, FX, I think there were B1, A4. I think there were a couple more in there. So they needed someone who could speak Korean in order to just help facilitate just logistics or like helping the entourage interpret stuff or helping the staff with their stuff. So I did a lot of that for the longest time. So different event company will call me up to do that as well. And slowly from there, word of mouth got through. Then I got hired as a media interpreter, which now means instead of you do all the on-ground stuff, which I spend a lot of time doing, I now move forward to media interpretation, meaning you just interpret only when they're on stage. So you're behind the artist whispering to their ear.
Oh.
Yeah, so I kept doing that for many, many years. I have lost count, maybe 12, 13. It's all just my part-time job because I'm not an interpreter full-time.
Right.
I'm in marketing full-time. I had full-time jobs basically.
Right.
So it was all part-time for 12-ish years, maybe 12, 13, 15 years. And then I picked up MCing separate from the language 2020, yes. So I started MCing separate from interpreting. But one day in 2022, a lady from the Korea Tourism Organization, KTO, they were doing this show and she was like, Natalie, I know you can speak Korean. I know you interpret and you MC as well. She basically stressed me by saying, you know what? I don't want to spend money hiring 2 people. You're going to do it all today. So I was freaked out. I said, I cannot. I always choose one because my brain may not be able to process both. Koreans are harsh. Like, I don't know. You just figure a way. I know you can do it. Just figure a way. But when she put you on the stage, you better do well. Under stress, you're like, whoa. I went through the script so many times. Because now I gotta ask the questions in English, translate the questions in Korean, and now wait for the artist's unknown answer in Korean, and I gotta translate it back to English real time. So that was the first time in 2022. It's actually not too long ago, just 4 years ago. But since that one time, it snowballed into what it is today. And I would say she helped me find my niche. It was presented to my lap. I didn't create it. I had the skills to fulfill the job, but like, I didn't dream to be this person. But I do enjoy the fun that comes with it.
Right. So in some sense, I would say you're forced into it, but somehow you were just made to do it and you overcome that.
Yeah.
And obviously you used the word stress just now. I just want to like land on this a bit longer because different people have a different relationship with stress.
Stress, yes.
Sometimes when you talk to someone and when they say stress, it's usually said in the negative context.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean? I'm very stressed, like it's negative. Whereas when what I find very fascinating when you use the word stress, I'm not saying you look at it positively, but there's a positive story whenever you go through stress. I guess my question is what's your view on stress?
I would say I don't get stressed very easily. I think I take a lot of things quite chill. So that's why I do have a positive view on stress because it always gets things done for me, and it's very rare that I find myself over stressing. Just enough stress. I need stress to keep myself forward because if not, like I told you in the introduction, I'm always a couch potato. I'm just there and just not doing anything. I possibly need stress to move forward. So my view on stress is that of course it's very subjective to everybody, and I'm not saying that everybody needs to use stress, but I personally use pressure, peer pressure, or maybe pressure is a better way to put it. Like I pressure myself a little bit so that I am accountable to somebody. Not just myself, because I'm the worst at being accountable to myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Right?
It's kind of like a subscription to the, what is that wellness app that you subscribe to, and then you can go to every single
ClassPass.
ClassPass.
Right.
So like ClassPass is something that you think you're accountable for because you paid for it. You pay for ClassPass, then now you're like, oh, I now can go and learn every single thing in this world. I thought so too. But what I ended up doing was under pressure, because now it's expiring, I kumpo everything and I go for a massage. When the original intention was to go for exercises.
Right.
Right? So the way I change that, because I now realize after maybe 5 months that I work better under that kind of pressure, because now only towards the end I kumpo everything, I do a single, I take an action out of it. I realize if I made an appointment with somebody every week, just me and you, I will commit to it. ClassPass, I commit to myself only, I don't commit to any of the classes. So I ended up using that because I know myself well. I won't want to waste money, number one, and I won't want to waste other people's time that I have committed to as well. So I got myself a PT. So now I go to PT every single week without fail. Same time, same person, because now I'm accountable to that person. So it's just how you understand yourself. I think everybody really needs to know how they work and not be in denial about like, yeah, I'm about to get there. I'm the worst. I'm about to do that. I'm about to do this, about it. But then getting to know yourself is very important, which is how I find I function.
Right.
Getting to know myself well enough, not forgetting I can't understand, I can't pronounce the word correctly, I do it again and again because I know if I hear it enough times, I will remember. I cannot commit to openly choosing classes in a week. I commit to just one. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I cannot get I want to learn Thai lessons very much. Do I need to learn Thai lessons? No, I don't need to. But if I make myself accountable and go to the client and be like, yeah, I can interview in Thai, do you want me to? I put this on the table already, right? I cannot not do it now. So then under that kind of pressure, I make myself better too. I think that's the way I make myself improve maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, obviously, you understand yourself very well. So you know what you need to.
What I need. Yeah, everybody also needs to know. But if stress keeps you slow, stress holds you back, then find another way. You maybe need friends to always be with you. You need friends, then you go online. No? Go online and download language apps. Things like that.
Right. And when you started MCing and like sort of like hosting these, let's say, Korean celebrities and all that, did you already understand that K entertainment culture at that time?
Yes. Because I was so involved in the behind the scenes for even a lot of years before I became in front of on stage, I had a lot of opportunity to get to know how the Koreans work, how the Korean entertainment industry works, at least overseas. So it helps me a lot when I am now fronting the event. I know exactly what's going on behind.
Right.
So yes, I would say I have quite good knowledge about how they work, what needs to be done, what cannot be done, which is more important. And then I put myself on stage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I was curious whether you actually knew the celebrities before you met them. Did you watch any, like, do you consume Korean drama and like K-pop?
The answer to the question now is no.
Right.
I don't know that.
Oh, interesting.
When I was learning it, I had to expose myself to a lot of media, which was why then I got to know a lot of them when it was the older people.
That first, second gen.
Rain.
Right.
I was very exposed because that's how I pressured myself. I made myself interpret like variety shows, commit to the fans. You know, I upload a subbed episode like tomorrow. Then I did all those kind of things. But after I stopped learning, I also gradually stopped consuming a lot of updated media. I'm trying my best to get myself updated for sure, but there's just too many groups these days. A lot of groups. So when they come, I always take about 2 to 3 days to consume their media, watch their interviews, and read what's online, like what the fans are saying about them coming here. So a lot of studies have to be done before they come. Before they come, yeah.
Well, I suppose it may help you be better, not as in like you're not. How do I say? You're more. I imagine you'll be more professional because you're not like a fan. So there's no emotional reaction when you see.
Yeah, no. I've definitely hosted for one of my favorite actors. Maybe 3 years ago. His name is Kim Sono. He's an actor. He's quite a new actor actually, but I really liked him during COVID. I think it was during the COVID times we were stuck at home. So his drama came out during COVID, and I really ended up liking this guy. And I had the opportunity to, MC for his press conference and also his fan meeting here. But even at that time, I could not. It doesn't activate the fan button. You thought it would, but then when I'm there, I zero.
Right.
Only after, when I'm in bed, like just browsing through the videos, I'm like, whoa, I kind of want to be you. You know what I mean? Like you detach from the fact that you like this person. You really, because it's actually a lot of stress working with Korean entertainment. You gotta make sure everything is on point. Nothing is out of script. You're not standing too close to the artists.
Right.
You don't come off like intimidating. You gotta think about what you're saying. There's someone shouting in your ear. There's a lot of things going on actually.
Oh, is that right? Oh, so you have like an earpiece that someone's speaking to you. Oh.
It's a lot of things going on.
Right.
So you have no time to be like, oh my god, this is my favorite actor. There's just too many things going on. There are times when I'm talking, I'm waiting to interpret somebody, one of the artists, like, answers. There's also someone in the ear saying, oh my god, you're standing too close. And I gotta deal with all of that. So it's very chaotic actually.
Oh, wow.
And I need an in-ear. Maybe a lot of people don't know this. I need an in-ear because Malaysian fans are very passionate. They scream very loud. So most of the times, if I don't have an in-ear, I cannot hear what the other person is saying. Because the sound gets projected outwards. We don't have a speaker that projects the sound inwards to us. Which means when they speak, the sound echoes all the way out to a big stadium, but it doesn't come to you. So you can barely hear, even though the person is just next to me, you cannot hear what the person is saying. So I always request, not every MC does this, but I always request for an in-ear so that the sound comes directly into my ear.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can barely hear what the fans are shouting, but most importantly is I get to interpret accurately as to what the person is saying.
I see.
So which is why now that I have an in-ear, the show directors also have access to me. The show runners also have access to my ear. So then they will choose to they're not always shouting. They will choose to speak to you randomly, like, do you understand what this means? Or like, can you move a little bit to your left or maybe to your right? But I'm also talking at the same time. So I'm trying to do many things at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So in fact, you don't actually listen to them directly. You're hearing them through the earpiece, even though they're standing right.
Yeah. Yeah. So because I cannot hear them.
Right.
It's impossible to hear them unless you're in a small space like this.
Right.
Then I can just hear you like this, right? Just your raw voice.
Right.
But with a mic, it really gets projected very, very wide outside. So barely.
And these are things I suppose most people don't see, right? Like, as in, like, there's actually what's the word here? Like an orchestrator.
Yeah.
Making sure the event goes smoothly.
Oh,
and getting instructions.
everything is orchestrated. They would be like, sometimes fans will be saying, why didn't you teach him how to speak Malay? You think I don't want? Never gets approved.
Right.
So this is sometimes, I don't know why sometimes these things don't get approved, but whatever that I say, 95% of it has been screened and approved. I can paraphrase, but I cannot go beyond.
Right.
This is Korean entertainment interviews.
Right.
Yeah. Any question I ask doesn't come from me. It always comes from pre-screened questions. I think that's one thing that a lot of fans don't know. But it's not because they are incapable of answering. It's really a lot of image management. Managing the image of their artists. Whether they want to say a certain thing or not. So a lot of it has to be pre-screened. So I have no say.
Right.
I have no say. The event management has no say. Artist managements have a lot of say. Most says.
Right.
Yeah. Event managements just do only.
Right. Right. I guess one thing people maybe don't realize sometimes with this whole entertainment culture or celebrity culture is that the celebrity themselves are sort of the front, but there's a gigantic machinery behind them, and
Exactly.
some of it is very like well constructed images. Right.
So unless you are in the industry long enough, you are beginning to have influence over your artist management, then you can make a call.
Right.
Then you can do random things. Then I can ask you an extra, why? Oh, you don't like to drink water at night? I cannot even ask why. I'll be like, oh, okay, got it. Comes off like I'm very an uninterested interviewer, you know. But then that's just how it is. You cannot ask why.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I saw a video of you when, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name well, Song Ji Hyo.
Song Ji Hyo.
Came over and gave you a hug because I think she's seen you several times before, something like that.
Yes.
Right. What was that like?
I didn't expect her to recognize me, although we've met a couple of times before, because she meets a lot of people. A lot of people. So when she popped up from the side of the stage, I think that was for a premiere of her one of her shows, a documentary with BBC. She walked out, and the moment she saw me, she came running to me. I was very shocked myself because I didn't expect her to acknowledge me like this in front of like a whole group of media. Like, I get it if it's like on a private setting. So I didn't think much. I was just like, oh my god, don't fall. I remember I think she was in heels, so I was like, oh my god, don't fall.
Right.
Be okay, don't run. And then honestly, there's very little time for you to think of like, oh my god. There's a lot of time for you to think that after. So it was just after that I was like, oh, that was so nice of her to acknowledge that she remembers you. But that's just about it. The video went quite viral.
Yeah, so
But I also recorded that as part of documenting saja lah. Like, so a friend of mine recorded it for me, and I was like, oh, quite nice. So it's just part of a memory, lor. I think it's always nice when they recognize you, because you really know that they meet a lot of people, and you feel that's what makes the artists all different. Like the way they act in front of you, and that's one of the things that I like about the job. Because you meet all these people that you recognize on screen, but you get to see how they're like, their little nuances of their actions, the way they talk, the way they choose to acknowledge people around them. You get to see all of this. It's like bonus points for me. Soju is an individual that has been in the industry for very long. So, and I've watched her shows when I was younger. So it's very nice to know that we have that kind of acquaintanceship. I can't say friendship. I can't say relationship. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's pretty cool, I think. And you've been so you mentioned this started about 4 years ago and all that.
Officially Korean English MC.
Yes. 4 years ago, right? And then now you're obviously you're learning Thai, and that's something else that you're doing. Like, where do you see yourself long term? Like, what journey do you hope to take? You know.
I've always wanted to do community-based events. I did one maybe 6-7 years ago, I don't remember, where I put people together who are interested in Korean, and I help them cultivate their interests even more. Like, I want to cultivate their interests further into wanting to be better at the language, helping them meet more friends who are also the same level as them, because one of the obstacles in learning a language is that you don't have anybody to speak it to.
Right.
But one of the best things that I had when I was learning the language was I had a bunch of people who would speak it with me, my classmates from Ampang. So we would go out, and at that time it was a secret language, so we would be like speaking in Korean all the time. We were bad, but we would still speak it. So if I could make all these people, sort of like a dating event, but like this is for same hobby interest of the language. So whether you like K-food, K-beauty, K-language, I can put all of you together when I organize this huge event that has all these sub activities. The end goal is to really just put people of the same interest together, and now you can be better at it. Because doing it alone may be lonely.
Right.
And doing it alone, you may feel like, nobody to speak it with, so I don't want to do it anymore lah. So it's I think the it's not an end goal per se, but like I want to be able to do that for people who are interested in the topic of language on its own. So maybe Korean for now because that's what I'm better at. Maybe in future Thai, I don't know. But something along to do with community lah.
Right. That sounds interesting.
Hopefully we get to do something.
Right. And it sounds like you're sort of letting whatever you do now sort of evolve and take its natural path. And
All the time. I don't think I've not been a planner. I've not been a dreamer. I've never woke up one day and be like, oh my God, I want to be like this person. I want to be that. I want to be that. It's always opportunities. Very, very luckily, it's always opportunities landing on my lap, sort of. It's always like, mom was like, hey, you want to learn Korean? I'm like, oh, okay. Then I come back, somebody goes, hey, you want to help me translate as a crew? Oh, okay lah. And then word of mouth comes by like, hey, you want to be interpreter on stage for artists? Oh, okay lah. And then another one is the Korean lady, hey, can you just do both? Oh, okay lah. And it just blooms on itself. And I'm very grateful for that. And I think it's okay. A lot of people are like, what's your dream? Like, everybody should have a dream. I am not a dreamer, but things have still turned out quite well because I think I like to use every opportunity or like every chance I get to just focus on what I enjoy doing. And I end up enjoying what I do. So it's cliche also, like, do what you love what you do, right? I find that I really enjoy doing it and I just put my heart into enjoying what I'm doing and it eventually turns into something else. Just don't bother about all the other talks and says. It's very hard to do. But yeah, I think that is how it is. It's okay to not have a dream, I feel.
that's very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's okay to not have a dream. Did you have a dream? To own a company?
No, I think I'm always a believer of to work hard on what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And then when you work hard on what's in front of you, the doors just open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we're on the same page. So you given the opportunity, just take it. Right. I'm always a believer of what's not yours is not yours. So there's a lot of opportunities that come your way, but then you can barely grasp it and then it goes, right? So just your brain space shouldn't go there because if it's not yours, then it's not yours. So like, there are lots of interpreting opportunities, lots of MCing opportunities that comes through my radar and then it just leaves. Things that sound really, really amazing too. But then if you spend so much of your time just being sad about how it didn't end up being your opportunity, I think you have a lot less time to be better. So yeah. But then when you are given the opportunity, then do your best lah.
Right.
Do your best. And if you're paid for it, even better. Because you don't know if you're good at it.
Right.
But now you're being paid to learn to be better. That's what I feel is always the thing that motivates me. I always work on the concept that if you can be paid to learn, why not? And it's your job. Nobody's really very good at what they're doing.
Right.
So you pay me $100 for me to learn how to like, hey Nat, can you sharpen my knife for $100? I don't know how to sharpen a knife. But now, because I want $100, I will go and find out how to sharpen your knife. So those are the opportunities that I take, and it's always in me to just be like, if you can be paid to learn, and you will always learn, why not? Then just take the opportunity.
It's a very healthy perspective. I've said this once to people, but like, because you say when you go to school, you go education, you actually have to pay the university to learn something, right? And then when you come out and work, isn't it so amazing that someone's paying you and they've never done it before, right? So if you kind of flip it around, you can even see it as, wow, especially when you're early in your career. Like everything is a learning opportunity in a way, but someone's paying you to learn. Of course, you are giving something in return, which is your work.
Yeah.
But in that whole process, you're actually learning
Learning.
and making money at the same time.
Exactly.
Right.
So if money is your is your intent, so easy. You just go out somewhere, someone offers you money, you be like, okay, I can do it, and then you just find out how to do it.
Right. Right. And which is also why I think, just building on what you're saying, right? Sometimes with a lot of, especially with your early career, I always recommend people, I'm not saying salary is not important, but of course, we all need to buy food, pay rent, and we need to be practical. But at some level, right, you should really prioritize the learning opportunity more than the money.
Yes.
After it crosses, let's say this is the amount that all I need is this. After this level, then it's about which one will you learn the most.
I second that very, very much. I think the learning opportunity should always be bigger than the money. Like you said, money is important. You shouldn't be like, oh my god, then just $1,000 can lah. But like, if it's kind of like good to go by, but there's so much learning opportunity, you're basically arming yourself up for an even better future, I feel, because now you'll be equipped with that, and now you can be paid even more in future. But don't think about the being paid more in future first. Just like get this learning thing done.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you. It's very important to be able to be grateful for learning opportunities.
Right. I have two last questions for you, Natalie. So first one is, obviously I imagine in this journey you have a lot of, we talk about salary just now, right? Even ups and downs financially. I don't think it's like you can predict like how much you earn and stuff like that. So how, if someone wants to embark on this kind of same path, I don't know what advice you can give them, especially when it comes to things like money.
Okay, so this was what I did. I was on a full-time job up till maybe 27, 28. But of course, until then, I was very good in saving my money, which means I had a tabung for all the money that my salary goes into, but another tabung for like how much I can spend out of that amount. So tabung A, I never touch. Tabung B, I transfer everything that I can use. If I don't use as much, it will still be in my usable tabung. So wherever time so I only use tabung B, right? Tabung A never touch, then there's always my EPFs lah. So now, after a couple of years working, you have a good amount in tabung A. You're now not working from paycheck to paycheck because you have a backing of your salary. And I live with my parents. Pro tip: live with your parents.
Don't worry about it. Just hang on tight.
Yeah, hang on tight. You think you need to go and just hang on tight because it really compounds. So, and I still live with my parents. So, now at one fine day, I decided that I wanted to go freelance. So I looked at my tabung A and me like, how long can this last me? Actually, can last me about 5 years. Because I don't spend much. I think 5 years lasts something like that. I don't look at tabung B because tabung B to me, a lot also nothing, don't have also nothing because I can use it for whatever. So I remember sitting down at a hawker store when I was having dinner with my dad, and I said, hey, I want to try going freelance for 1 year. But if it doesn't work, then I will just go back. I think someone will hire me. But what do you think? And my dad said, oh, if you want, then they've always been very supportive, both my parents. Well, if you want, then you just try lah. If you feel you can, then you can. And I wasn't really too scared because I know that I had quite a couple of years of savings ahead. What is 1 year? So even if I don't get paid for the 1 year, it's okay because I can support myself. But what ended up happening, because you now let go of, like, you're not trying to hold on to a kind of a full-time job and you're not trying to do freelance, because you've completely surrendered, I feel, to like okay, now I'm full-time freelance, your brain is now like open to all the opportunities out there. People also know that you are available. I think I earn like 3-folds of what I earn in a year. Just doing random part-time jobs. And don't get me wrong, these part-time jobs are like, I will go and interview for 10 hours and I'm just getting like $300-400 per day. But every day I go lah. I go here, then I do a random job. I can pass leaflet, whatever it is. Like, I take on all the small jobs. It ended up being so good because a month I was only earning about like maybe at that time 3.5, 4. So one day I do 400. I do like, I need to work how many days I can cover already. 3K. So you need to think about, but you need to have a safety net as well. Not everybody has the opportunity to have that much of a savings too. But like I said, pro tip, live with your parents. Don't buy an expensive car when you cannot afford it yet. You know, don't need to buy. Also because I don't spend a lot. I don't buy a lot of stuff.
That's good.
So, but that really is all when you are younger ma. So, I took a leap of faith. And it proved to me that it works out. And it just kept blossoming from there. So if you don't give yourself a chance, nobody else can. So I felt like I gave myself a chance with the blessing of my parents, which made me feel, even though I wasn't going to ask them for money, I always felt like they agree with what I'm doing. So now I don't feel like I have to be accountable. Oh, don't worry, I got my job. They never asked, by the way. They never questioned. They just let me do my thing. And very immediately I saw how good it is. So
Right.
I encourage, but not hastily. I encourage people to take a leap of faith because I have a lot of friends around me who are very good at what they do, but they just cannot let go of their full-time job, which is actually not a bad thing, because if you are comfortable with a monthly fixed rate and you like your lifestyle, your routine-based lifestyle, that's great. So it's not that everybody needs to go freelance. I feel some people are meant to be in an office. And you gotta figure that out yourself if you are meant to be in an office or not. I don't feel I am because I like to try different things. Yeah.
Right. And also sounds like you have to watch out your long-term commitments.
Yes.
Where it gives you more freedom when you don't like buy a big expensive car or a big expensive house.
Yeah.
Because that sort of sets like your minimum amount you need to make every
Yeah,
month.
exactly. So, I also have a sheet of like monthly things that you need to pay every month, right? So I list down, even up to today, I have like all the list of subscriptions, because subscriptions get in the background and then you just like, wait,
Right.
how much are you paying for this? I list down everything. I'm very Excel based, so I like to list down all my expenses. Not like what I'm paying today, but like my fixed expenses every month. Then I just list down. Then you get to see how much you are paying every month. Yeah. But it's not, I know it's not an advice that can be applied to everybody, because a lot of people really have very little to spend, especially when they have a family to feed. So for the ones who really need that kind of stability, I think start younger. It's all I can say, because when you start to build a routine and you've started to build a family, it's very hard for you to take a chance, because now it doesn't just involve you. It involves your family stability as well already. So when you're younger, I feel like go and try many different things. And then you can decide for yourself whether you are an office-based person or a freelance-based person. Find that out earlier in your journey. And the answer is not always to be a content creator. Yes, I mean,
No, and it's good that you point this out because obviously a lot of the famous people now are content creators, so people are naturally
yeah,
drawn to
I
that.
understand. So maybe you can be a part-time content creator first, and then if you realize it's really giving, not because not everybody is also meant to be a content creator. Even though being a content creator sometimes pays, you still see a lot of people on Threads these days being paid $50 for a full-fledged video, compared to someone who will be paid 5,000 ringgit for a full-fledged video. Maybe it's just not your path, you know? Maybe it's just not, you like creating, then something else lor. So it's really about finding what you are, who you are, but that is a hard part,
Right.
right?
Right.
You work, this is your company. So I think a lot of people who are lost these days, they just don't know what they like to do. They don't know. So I take a lot of internship. I took a lot of internships.
Right.
I was in hotels, I was in magazines.
Right.
Yeah, so just try.
This is a nice segue to actually my last question. It's very related to what you're talking about. So I think you mentioned earlier that you don't need a dream. Like not everyone needs a dream, right? So, and because the people that use Hirely, a lot of them maybe in their 20s, they are a few years into their career. I believe, again, there's no hard data on this, are just stories that many are wondering, they're asking those questions. Am I on the right path? Is it supposed to be for me? Maybe there's even a certain level of anxiety, like, if I keep doing this, am I going to be like 30 years old later and I discover, no, it's not for me, But of course, what you're saying right now, when you say that you don't need the dream, in a way, I'm interpreting it as you don't need a hard destination, something like that. But anyway, my question is to someone who's in their early career, they've gone a few years in, but they have so many questions if they're in the right direction and they're anxious about it. What would you say to them?
What's important for me is if you feel fulfilled doing what you're doing. Because like you said, it is not the final destination that is the main character. The main character to me is always how you feel doing what you're doing now. It's not about reaching a certain goal all the time. Though it's good to have something like that, it doesn't mean that you're worth less if you don't have a destination to go to. There is this thing called an Ikigai. Have you heard of Ikigai?
Yes.
Yeah. So I can't quote it exactly, but I think Ikigai reflects to how you feel. Do you feel like fulfilled? You need to find that middle ground of what can earn you money, but that same thing can also make you feel fulfilled. But that same thing can also make you feel like I think you need to find I think 4 or 5.
It is a fear. I don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
So find the concept of Ikigai. I can't really tell you what it is now, but I've done this test before. And it's basically finding the middle ground of what pays you, what makes you happy, but what also is something you love, blah, blah, blah. There should be one thing. And for me, I found out that was communication, bridging communications. Whatever it is. I could earn money bridging communications. Tick. I could earn money. It makes me feel fulfilled. Tick. It makes me feel like I'm doing a great job. It makes me feel happy. I tick all the boxes. I'm like, so that middle ground of that, I think, is what's very important for you to find out. So if you're looking for not your path, not the reason why you're alive. Not everybody needs why am I alive? Why am I? Not everybody needs that, but like, if you can think about that, write it down, find that middle ground, that core, I think you are on your way to getting to know yourself better and getting to know what keeps you happy. It could just be something that is, like I said, bridging communications. But I don't know what job can that give me. What does that give me? Do I just be marketing person? I'm also bridging communications. Do I just be? But no. But then now I'm in a very specific way. I'm actually bridging communications. To some people, it's like just creating with your hands. I've realized I'm always fidgeting with my hands. But actually, I can earn money because I'm so good at like this thing. And then you find that actually, can this do this? Then give yourself, start part-time, then slowly let go and see whether you can use it full-time. And then you can realize whether it makes you happy. If it doesn't tick one box, then you know that's not your Ikigai. It's Ikigai. Look it up. I've done it a couple of years back. I found mine. But that's what I would recommend. Yeah.
Right.
Recommend. Find your Ikigai.
Awesome. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your story so candidly.
Thank you.
And I hope that whole community thing that you want to set up happens, and look forward to seeing it.
Yes, hopefully. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed today's conversation.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us and getting to the end of the episode. If you like this, follow us or hit the subscribe button. It will help us bring on more amazing guests and makes the whole show better for you. So thanks again and see you in the next one.